welcome back to another video. I am Pia and today I have a super fun video plan that probably will take forever to make and edit. So if this turns out to be a half-an-hour video, I'm sorry. Lots of you were asking me to try a red velvet recipe, and me being the lazy one that I am, I started looking for a easy, fast microwave recipe that we can make, and of course, I came into a red velvet microwave recipe from Emma's Goodies, but I also found a recipe from Gemma from Big Boulder Baking. And then I started thinking, crap, which one is best? Which one should I make? So if you guys ever want to try one of the recipes and don't know which one to use, I'm gonna solve your problem right here, right now, because we're gonna be making both recipes and see which one is the best. So today we're gonna have the battle of the queens. May the best red velvet cake win.
Get ready for the next battle.
So, the way that I want to judge these cakes is in different levels. First, I want to judge which ingredients they contain, which has more ingredients than the other one, which has ingredients that are easier to find than the other ones. And also I want to judge into how easy they are to make, like the whole process itself. And at the end, we're going to be testing them for their flavor and their smooshiness and all these little good, amazing things. But now I first have to admit that I have never in my life tested the red velvet cake.
You're living under a rock!
So I'm just gonna be here and seeing which one is actually the best in flavor and texture. And for all of you that want to see one recipe and maybe not the whole thing, I'm going to be writing in the description box the timestamp so you know exactly where to go depending on the recipe and where we're testing them and all that good stuff, okay? So here I have already divided the ingredients from each single cake. Both of them contain sort of the same amount. Big Boulder Baking has 11 ingredients and Emma's Goodies has 10 ingredients. But how easy is to find these ingredients? When it comes to Emma's Goodies, every ingredient that it was here I already had. The only ingredient that could be a little difficult maybe for somebody is to find yogurt, but I already had yogurt. I always have yogurt in my house. That is not a problem. So for me, finding every single ingredient, it was already in my house. I had no problem with that. And also a little plus is that contains no eggs, so if you have an egg allergy, this is a good result. And with Big Boulder Baking, we had to find buttermilk. And let me tell you, maybe if you live in the States, finding buttermilk is something very simple. You go to the store and you get it. But buttermilk, I can assume is not necessarily something that everybody has in their house. Plus, here in Norway, was impossible to find, okay? I went to three different stores to try to find the freaking buttermilk that they kept saying that they had, and nobody had buttermilk. Then I went to a special store that they import things from international, and they also didn't have it. So I bought the replacement for it. They said online that here in Norway, when people wanted to use buttermilk, they use this milk instead because it's the exact same thing. So just for that fact and for how annoying it was to go around trying to find this, I'm gonna give the big point and the big winning on just ingredients to Emma's Goodies because that was super fast to get together. And also another thing, to find the list of ingredients for each recipe, when you go to Emma's Goodies video, you just open the description box and all the ingredients are right there in grams and in cups and measurements and whatever you want. Super easy to find and super easy to get to work. But when you go to Big Boulder Baking, you have to actually click on the vlog that they have and the blog that they have, and then from the vlog you have to scroll and a lot of pop-ups coming out and accept your cookies and out and go down and look and get the recipe. And actually the recipe is made and calculated for 3 layers of cake, which I don't want to make something that big. So you have to go through all this process. And for me that I'm very patient, that is so freaking annoying. I hate to do that. Okay, so on accessibility for the recipe and the ingredients, Emma's Goodies completely won that round. Okay, to start, I'm gonna start making Big Boulder Baking recipe. And like I said, this cake is the recipe, the ingredients are made for 3 layers, but I don't want to make 3 layers, so I divided the recipe in 2, and I promise I have checked everything with my calculator, nothing on my head.
Oh Lord.
So everything is perfect and this competition is completely clear and good. I was gonna divide it in 3, so I actually have 1 layer of each, but it contains 2 eggs, so I don't know how to divide 2 eggs in 3. So I'm just gonna make 2 layers and yeah, we get 2 layers. Each recipe, at the end they put a cream cheese frosting on top, and they both send you to different recipes of cream cheese, and they both cream cheese recipes are pretty similar, so I'm not gonna make that. So because I just want to have the flavor of the cake and judge them by them, because I think that the cream cheese frosting could completely hide and cover the real flavor. So I'm not gonna be making that. We're just gonna be based on the cake sponginess and mushiness. So a big boulder baking. What we have to do first is start with the dry ingredients. I'm gonna be sifting everything. She didn't say that you have to sift just the cocoa powder, but I'm gonna sift all of it just to make sure that we have it something good. First is the flour, I guess the sugar, we don't have to sift, the sugar can just go in. Well, salt, baking soda, cinnamon. This is a different from the Emma's Goodies doesn't use cinnamon, okay? And now on the other side, you have to be mixing the wet ingredient, which we have oil, we have the vanilla extract here, we have the egg, and it comes with skull. How this went out. The buttermilk wannabe. And now we have to put food coloring. She talks to put 1 tablespoon of food coloring. But I don't think I have that much, to be honest. I bought like the exact same amount of food coloring for both of them, so there's no confusion that one gets more than the other and all that. So I don't think this is gonna come to one. Yeah, like so. And we're gonna be mixing it with what? What do we have to mix? Okay, we're gonna be mixing all the, ooh, look at the red color. Oof, it smells very, like, I guess it's the milk that smells interesting. And now we incorporate all this into the dry ingredients. So to make this recipe, it's actually pretty fast. Not that much fuss into it, because it looks very dry compared to what she had. Because this is looking like a cookie, not like a cake. Whatever. Anyway, she uses 1 mold like this. Remember that I bought it and I told you guys I was gonna use this? Well, here it is, and we're gonna be using it exactly for this recipe. And yeah, this is supposed to make, so I'm not gonna completely fill it up. I'm just gonna put a little bit to make a mess in my kitchen. Oh! We're doing good, nothing is bad. Okay, but seriously, this looks like I'm making brownies or something. Look how heavy it is.
Like your mama.
Either way, here's our cake. And it turned out to be just 1 layer at the end. So now this cake has to go into the microwave for around 5 minutes. But she says to keep on checking because, you know, temperature and time can vary depending on the microwave and the mold that you're using. But like I said, I'm trying to use as close as to each recipe so you guys know the real deal. So we're gonna be popping this in the microwave for 5 minutes and come back. Okay, so here is the cake, and it was 5 minutes sharp on the microwave. And I have to say, I'm not a big fan of this type of mold that she recommended to use. Because, you know, it's very wobbly and floppy. So when I took it out of the microwave, because, you know, it's not like gets you in place, it like already wobble a little bit, and if you don't know if you guys see here that it cracked because the whole thing like bent a little bit, so it has cracked already here, because of course to take it out I would have to wait for it to be cold. So the whole idea of this mold, I don't know, I'm not a big fan. So because she recommended this mold, I'm using exactly what she said. I'm gonna leave this to cool down here while we start making Emma's Goodies recipe now. So for Emma's recipe, we need a softened butter, and that softened butter we're gonna be mixing with the sugar. We're gonna be mixing these two together. And now from this, we're gonna be adding yogurt. This is what she uses to replace the egg, because she says that if you use egg in the microwave, she doesn't like the texture. So that I'm very curious to see if there's a big difference between this one and the other cake. And now we're gonna be adding the food coloring to the milk. Almost forgot, vanilla extract. And now we're gonna be adding the milk with the food coloring in it. Oh, look at that color. Look at that color. Ah, this is looking like weird cheese. I'm just gonna add the dry ingredients because this is looking way too weird. Here is the flour, cocoa powder, baking powder, which also was easier to find than the baking soda, or I had it here at home. Salt, and we're gonna be sifting everything inside, and we're gonna be mixing, but not over mixing. And this is actually looking better than the other one, but the other one looks better cooked. So now we're good, and Emma does recommend to use one of these hard molds, like she doesn't specifically recommend this. She says that you can use whatever you have at home, but what she used in her video is something like this, like a topper type of thing. This looks more like a chocolate ice cream or something like that actually. This like dough-wise, I like how this one looks better. So now we have this one, and this one has to go also in the microwave for 5 minutes, but like Emma said, also check it because it can depend on the microwave and the temperature, blah, 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 boom, boom.
What the hell is that?
So I'm gonna put it in and come back, test both of them and get the final results. Okay, so here's Emma's cake. This one took exactly exactly also 5 minutes, so I was pretty surprised. As look right now, how both of them look, yeah, Emma's looks a little bit better. But as process, which one is easier to make? They're both pretty easy to make. I would incline a little bit more for Big Boulder Baking to be easier because she just puts all wet, all dry together and just mix them and done with that. With Emma, you have to first like sort of remember a line of production, you know. It's also not that difficult, but just for that little butter and sugar movement that is tiring, I will give the process of making from the cake point to Big Boulder Baking. But now let's just take them out. This one is completely cold already. I've been waiting a long time for both of them, so okay. Now, for the true moment of the true, we're gonna take a piece from the cake from Emma's Goodies. See how it looks? All moist and pretty, just like I love them. Oh, and my mouth is watering. Smells amazing and delicious. And let's just take a piece from Big Boulder Baking. This also looks nice and moist and good. So I think I'm gonna have a really difficult time here seeing which one is what. Like by look, I think they both are pretty equal. But now the moment of truth. Let's just taste these bad boys. Let's start with Big Boulder Baking. That was pretty good. It's a tiny tad dry, but that could be maybe I will cook it. I don't know. So now I'm just gonna test Emma's Goodies and let's see how that one does. They're both really good. This one is also really, but the flavors are different though. And this one is a little more moist. This one is not, this one I feel like is a little more dry and this one a little more moist, which particularly when it comes to moistness, I would go for this flavor wise. I don't know. Both are really good, okay? The one from Big Boulder Baking, you can feel a little more the cinnamon flavor there. So that gives it a little extra. But the one from Emma's Goodies is so moist and so good that kind of melts in your mouth. Just that the extra tight that the cinnamon gives on the Big Boulder Baking, I think just because of the cinnamon thing, I think that by flavor, I would give it the points to Big Boulder Baking, but by texture, I will definitely give it to Emma's Goodies. So, all in all, let's just recap. Ingredient-wise, Emma's Goodies wins for having the easiest ingredients than Big Boulder Baking, and by procedure of making, Big Boulder Baking wins over Emma's Goodies just because of the butter thingy. Emma wins in texture and Big Boulder Baking wins a little bit of flavor. So we are screwed. We're 3-3. It's a freaky tie. I have no idea what to choose now. I don't know. Like I said, they're both really good. So I think all depends on what you like more. If you like that little cinnamon flavor, I think you would be able to go to Big Boulder Baking. But then again, for me in particular, was a little bit of a stress to just get the ingredients and get everything ready, which in contrast with Emma's Goodies was just everything that I had. It was super fast, which at the end of the day, I think that me particularly, I would end up doing this one just because I know I would have the ingredients here at home and not the other one. But they both are really super good cakes. So if any of you guys have tried the different recipes, please let me know so I know which one you like the best and what do you think was best. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please don't leave without subscribing. I have new videos every single week. And now I'm leaving eating just 2 cakes just for myself.